Jane Seymour is an actress most people will closely associate with her titular role on the 1990s TV series Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman. But decades before taking on that iconic role, she appeared as a Bond girl alongside Roger Moore's James Bond in 1973's Live and Let Die. Join Facts Verse as we explore pictures of young Jane Seymour that are almost too spicy for TV. Jane Seymour was born in England on February 15, 1951. Both of her parents were in the medical profession. Her mother was a nurse and her father was a gynecologist. During many of Jane's formative years, her family lived in a Dutch town called Voet. This is where Jane's grandmother lived. Jane lived in Voet for about a decade, starting in 1955. During her time in the small Dutch town, she learned to speak fluent Dutch. Upon returning to England in the 1960s, she had aspirations of becoming a star. She had meager beginnings on British television, where she spent a few years before breaking out into greater prominence in the 70s. After toiling for several years in the world of television, Jane caught the eye of producers of the James Bond franchise. At this point, the franchise was nearing a decade in age, and the producers knew they needed to find increasingly beautiful women to keep audiences interested. They had already lost out on original James Bond star Sean Connery, who had grown disenchanted with playing the super spy. By the time Jane was given a chance to shine as a Bond girl, Roger Moore had been hired to replace Connery. The producers knew as soon as they saw Jane's face on television, she'd make the perfect Bond girl. She ended up being cast in the role of a Bond girl named Solitaire in Live and Let Die. It was the first film to feature Roger Moore taking over as James Bond, so Jane knew she was going to have her work cut out for her when it came to making her male co-star look good on the screen. Besides the introduction of Roger himself, as well as its Paul McCartney theme song, Jane ended up being one of the most memorable parts of the film. Jane was eager to play Bond girl Solitaire. Like any actress, if granted the opportunity, Jane Seymour considered the chance to play Solitaire in Live and Let Die to be her big break, but she hadn't been made aware of the alleged Bond girl curse. The theory of the Bond girl curse dictates that any actress who receives her big break in the form of a Bond girl role subsequently gets pigeonholed in similar roles and fails to find sustainable success. There have been many exceptions to the theory over the years, with some of the more notable being Die Another Day's Halle Berry, as well as Jane Seymour herself. Jane managed to escape being pigeonholed in the role of the Bond girl, and she credits the advice of her agent with helping her to do this. According to Jane, her agent told her after she was done filming that she needed to travel to America and start working on losing her English accent right away. She did this and went on to find a good deal of success on American television as a result. 2 decades after playing Solitaire, Jane was given the chance to play an even more iconic character thanks to the hit 1990s television series Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman. Those who have come to know Jane best thanks to her performance on that series may not have even known she was a Bond girl previously. Those who looked at Jane as a motherly figure up until now are likely having their world rocked by these pictures. Stay tuned for more interesting facts about Jane Seymour, as well as more pictures that are too spicy for TV. Before we tell you more, be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to Factsverse if you haven't already. Jane Seymour broke the Bond girl curse. Following Jane's breakout appearance in Live and Let Die, she hasn't had that much of a film career, but she has found much more sustainable success on TV. The only other big film she's appeared in over the course of her career is 1980's Somewhere in Time. The cult classic romance showed Jane sharing the screen with Christopher Reeve shortly after his star-making turn in Superman the movie. The majority of her success has been on television. In addition to Dr. Quinn Medicine Women, there are also some less talked about TV successes that the actress has under her belt. These include her Golden Globe-winning turn in the 1981 miniseries East of Eden. While Jane's work in the entertainment industry has been varied, and the 71-year-old actress still continues to make new and notable appearances in the media to this day, it's undeniable that she continues to be known best as Dr. Quinn. When she received that role, it proved a momentous occasion for the hard-working actress. Though Jane had continued to find steady employment in entertainment since her days as a Bond girl, starring roles had mostly eluded her. Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman gave Jane the chance to shine in a big way. Not only could she play a lead character, but it also gave her the chance to play a character not defined by sex appeal. Many of Jane's previous roles had taken advantage of her looks. just as the role of Solitaire in Live and Let Die did. However, by 1993, Jane was ready to enter into the role of a much wiser and more matronly character than she had previously. Jane fit the role perfectly and made the character of Dr. Quinn her own. Upon its premiere, few could have predicted what a major hit it would be. The series lasted 5 seasons and has continued airing in syndication since ending. It turned Jane into an icon. Lucky in Hollywood, unlucky in love. Though Jane Seymour was lucky enough to escape the Bond girl curse, she hasn't always been lucky in love. She's been married 4 times, and each of those marriages has ended in divorce. Her first husband was an English theater director named Michael Attenborough. Jane was married to him from 1971 to 73, and she didn't wait many years after her first divorce before marrying a second time. She picked a spouse outside of her professional sphere, but that marriage wasn't any more successful. Her second husband was a children's book illustrator named Jeffrey Planer. They married in 1977 and divorced in 78. Jane took things a little more seriously then with her third husband. He was a businessman named David Flynn, and they were married for over a decade. They tied the knot in 81 and remained married until 1992. They had 2 children together. She married her fourth husband, James Keach, the same year she received the role of Dr. Quinn. Keach is perhaps best known for being the brother of Stacy Keach, with whom he appeared alongside in Walter Hill's The Long Riders. Their marriage lasted until 2015, making it the most successful of the 4 that Jane has had. They have 2 kids together. Today, Jane is a grandmother. Jane and James's 2 kids are twins, and they were put to work as Gerber babies while growing up. Jane is still hot at 71. Jane is as attractive as ever despite being in her 70s. In 2018, she became the oldest woman ever to pose for Playboy. She likes to spend her quiet time painting and has even found some modest success with her watercolors. In 1999, she was given a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Now it's time to hear from you. What's your favorite memory of Jane Seymour? Let us know in the comments section below. And before you go, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to Factsverse if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content. By the way, if you haven't joined Factsverse as a member yet, be sure to look below this video and click the join button. By becoming a paid member of Factsverse, you'll get access to exclusive video content that you won't find anywhere else. This includes some of our more mature content that isn't suitable for public audiences, which includes topics like Hollywood actresses who posed for Playboy and some of the steamiest moments in movie history. Plus, you can enjoy these videos completely ad-free. Our biggest fans will notice they also get badges next to their name when they leave comments on our videos. We pay special attention to comments from our members, and so do other viewers. So if you want exclusive content from Factsverse or inside access to discussions with other community members, click the join button to get started for just $4.99. There are hours of members-only videos waiting for you, with new videos added every month. And we're actively working on bringing even more features to help fans like you connect with other members and get more of your favorite content. Just click join, and we'll see you inside the membership tab.